Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name is Cody. This is Brock Shimano. Today is Friday the 17th for the weekly wrap-up. Let's turn right over to the Fire Tip trading platform, see where we closed off the week here. Looks like corn, soybeans trading higher here, with corn for July delivery up 11 1/4. Soybeans trading up 21 cents on the day. Wheat in Chicago down 4 1/2, and Kansas City wheat trading down 6 1/4. Brock, we've been talking about this soybean market, particularly about the technicals here. What's driving this thing higher, and where do you think maybe an area of resistance will be in the coming days?
Sure, Cody. Let's take a look at the July daily chart for the soybean contract that we have been looking at. The area that we were looking at was the top side of this range that we have been trading here recently. It's basically a bear trend line. If you draw a high or a line off the highs that we hit in last September and the highs we hit in February here, and follow that along, you can see that we were trading right against that here up until yesterday. Yesterday I think some technicals traders looked at that once we did get above there and started pushing this market a little bit higher. We did go up and meet some resistance right here, which is the 200-day moving average yesterday. Today we got above that. We had some fundamental news out this morning. We saw some sales of old crop and new crop going to a couple of unknown destinations, and then also to China for 2013-2014. I think that really pushed us above that 200-day moving average. We saw fund traders come back in. Another 7,000 contracts were bought on net here today for soybeans. But if I was looking at this and I was going to be looking at an area to possibly price some grain here in the future, I'd be looking right at this level here, which is about the 1460 area. If we back out just a little bit, that's kind of the high side of that range that we've been trading for the greater part of the winter here, right in that 1460 area. It's interesting to note that we're only sitting about 10 cents below that, right at 1448. So that's going to be an area to watch over the next couple of days.
Absolutely, and when you take a look at the cash market, especially after today's move, when we were putting in or looking through the data points and collecting cash bids this afternoon, we actually saw a number of key crush facilities and a number of key river terminals dropping their basis by as much as 20 cents or as much as 30 cents. The bottom line here, that basically negates the rally that we saw in the July soybean contract, and that gets me a little bit worried. When we get a strong contract move like this, a strong movement higher by 21 cents in the July contract, but we're seeing end users and river terminals, export facilities saying, no, we don't need it right now. That to me seems like at least their short-term needs are covered, and it to me doesn't signal a lot of strength for a continuation move higher. Let's take a quick look at corn here. We're going to look at the daily chart. Of course, this is a candlestick chart, and each candle represents 1 day worth of price activity. Notice here we're hugging that blue line, and that blue line is the 50-day moving average. It's been a very important resistance level here that we haven't been able to mount really in the last couple of weeks. But I think if we're able to get above it, I would, we've talked about this a number of times. I think that gap that we had back there when the stocks were reported last month, I think that gap is going to offer up significant resistance. And now we have a 100-day moving average right around that same area, and I think the convergence of those two key resistance areas will offer up a significant amount of selling pressure if we're able to move up to that. So if you're looking to price grain here and you think the market could move higher, use that. I think that would be a great level to be looking to put a sell limit in there. Hopefully you can be one of the first in line to get nabbed if there is some buyers up in that area.
Cody, we did get out some more fundamental news today. We got the Informa numbers come out this morning. If we take a look at this table here, we can see that Informa is actually projecting corn acres to be just a little bit lower than what the current USDA projections are, by about 500,000 acres. Yield looks like they're remaining pretty strong on yield, up about 3 bushels per acre compared to what the USDA is looking at. For soybeans, though, they look like they're looking for about a 1.1 million acre difference between what they're looking at and what the USDA was looking at, but the yields are just slightly lower for Informa as well. So, these numbers that we got out today from Informa didn't really seem to push the market one way or the other, and really the moves were kind of counteractive of what we see here.
Yeah, absolutely. These definitely wouldn't support the price action that we saw by the close today. So it looked like the market just brushed it off and said, just some forecasts, just some projections. We're going to go our own way. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the Friday show here. Remember, if you have any questions about what we talked about, you can give us a call at 877 472-4607. If you're interested in trying out the Fire Tip Trading Platform, which we've highlighted here on today's show, make sure you go to the grainhedge.com website and take a demo there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday.